Hey there, it's Wayfair here, where delivery and setup are as easy as a few taps on your phone. You're relaxing in an old hammock, scrolling Wayfair's app, when you spot it, a brand new patio set. Next thing you know, Wayfair delivers it right to your patio and sets it up. Oh, you need a new grill too? All right, Wayfair's got you covered. With Wayfair's Room of Choice delivery and fast expert setup on qualifying orders, life gets a little easier. Visit wayfair.com or the Wayfair app.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Welcome to the Black Tax. There's an African proverb that says, you cannot judge someone by their looks unless you're standing close to them. You are not responsible for the version that people created of you in their minds. I'm going to say that one more time. You are not responsible for the version that people created of you in their minds. Now, there are so many stories about who I am, why I am, what I did, what I didn't do, what I have, and what I don't have, that it's funny. It's laughable. But I also know that people tell these bold-faced lies because they want to defend themselves from ridicule. And the reason why they tell these lies, because of their insecurities or their fears or their made-up perception of themselves, is that I'm an easy scapegoat because I don't fight, I don't argue, I don't do any of those things. I don't need to defend or deny your belief system about who I am as a person because it doesn't really make a difference because I'm still going to live my black life. I'm still going to be the fucking man that I have worked on, raised with, grown to become. I'm still going to be Malik Shakur. I'm still going to be educated. I'm still going to be black. I'm still going to be proud of my family history. I'm still going to be the great grandson and the grandson of an immigrant. I'm still going to be the great grandson of a former enslaved woman. I'm still going to be fourth generation college educated. And I'm still going to have the 67 countries I've been to, the countries that I've lived in. I'm still going to have all of those experiences. And I'm still going to walk with my head up as I always do. There are 5 people I know that I've known 35, 40 years who know me, and each of them will tell you the man they met is the man they see today. I am honest to who I am. I don't change because the wind changes. I could have $300 million in my pocket or 3 cents. I'm going to be the same guy. And because you have created a version about me in your head doesn't mean that I have to adhere or agree to it. All you did was remove yourself from my life. See, I learned a long time ago, no matter how much truth is on my side, the victor is who tells the better story. See, when you go to predominantly white institutions, as I have, people have a preconceived notion of who I am because I don't test well or because I didn't meet your expectation. I must be stupid, dumb, and ignorant. But yet I sit here with 5 college degrees. I know my business very well. I know how to develop. I know how to create. I know how to do all those things. And I'm talented at it. But the thing that I did not count on was my color, but that's another time, another effort, and another story. This is about what people think about you and how they try to infiltrate their belief system into your being so you accept their version of you. Fuck them. The only version you have to accept is yours. And that means from your friends, your family, your parents, your grandparents, all of them can kick rocks and a can down the street. Jealousy and envy is a motherfucker, and people will do whatever they need to do to influence you to make you think less of yourselves. You are powerful, you are strong, you are beautiful, you are every fucking thing you believe. And whoever don't believe it, they are lost. See, I know what it feels like to be in a space where people don't believe. And it's not they don't believe, because they do believe. They just want me to make them be the big man on campus. I can't tell you how many times I've been told I'm too much. I can't tell you how many times I've been asked to come to an event and not be me. And then I don't show up because I'm not going someplace where you want me to pretend to be something I'm not. Fuck that. Yeah, yes, there are protocols, there are certain spaces that I have to kind of pull it back, but not pull it back to become something different. But there are times when I've had to pull it back and things have been said and I had to just excuse myself from the situation because I knew where my tongue was going to go and it was going to be a fierce tongue lashing. But there's a time and there's a place and there's a place and there's a time. And sometimes right then and there is not the right place. But because you've already made an opinion about who I am, quite frankly, I don't give a fuck. I had a project I was working on. And the woman had already made a preconceived notion about who I was and why I was and all the things. Because I'd come from New York and I was black, I had grown up in the projects. I came from a single parent home. I was the first to go to college. I had not traveled anywhere. I've never lived abroad. She made all these broad strokes, beliefs. And we're sitting at dinner one night with some colleagues of hers. And one of the colleagues asked me a question about how did I like living in Los Angeles? And I was like, it's okay. I mean, it's not New York, but it's okay. I'm learning to adjust. And so my boss jumped in and she says, oh, LA's great. The weather's great. And I said, yeah, I get the weather's great, but I'm a season guy. I like cool weather. I like when it gets cool. I like the fall. I like the spring. I like the summer. I like the winter. I grew up in that. So there's a way my body reacts to it when the season comes. But I live here now because I'm building a new career. So I've got to kind of make the adjustment. And the woman who was asking me the question, she seemed to be a little annoyed. And she's like, I just don't understand. I mean, why would anybody not like LA? And so my boss then said, well, coming from where you came from, this is kind of a step up. I closed my eyes. I weighed my options very quickly. I had had enough. And I said, I believe you have the misconception of who I am, so let me correct it for you. So then we'll be clear. I've been fortunate to have 4 parents, 2 moms, 2 dads. I grew up in a upper middle class neighborhood, 7-bedroom house. I've been to 67 countries. I've lived in 5 of them. I have been fortunate enough to see the world, experience things that most people don't. I've had an education paid for, free, because of my intelligence, not because of my color. I've done more things in my life than most people will ever do in theirs. And I'm just 42. The woman looked at me and she says, I'm confused. And I was like, what are you confused about? She says, I thought you came from a single parent home. Why would you think that? Well, it just because your racism kicked in. But it's okay. You should also know, this is my final note to her and her colleagues, that I am not first generation college educated. I am not second. I am not third, but I am 4th generation college educated. And I'm sure there's nobody at this table who can say that. So we go on with the evening. Everybody is kind of been smacked in the face and the check comes. My boss pays for it. We're walking out. No one has ever embarrassed me the way you just did. And I looked at her and said, you embarrassed yourself because you made assumptions. I'm not responsible for the version that you told yourself I was. See, it's easy to make up what people are so your insecurities are not shown or seen. It's how you justify you being mediocre, inadequate, just dumb. And we are expected as black people to go along to get along. Fuck that. Fuck them. I'm not going to adjust myself into a puzzle of insecurity just because you can't see the truth of what it is. I'm not going to adjust myself into some jigsaw puzzle because you can't see the truth, because your insecurity is what you built your perception of me on. Sometimes we have to let people think what they think about us and not worry about it. Sometimes we have to be like, fiddly-dee, whatever it is, I'm going to move on and go on with my life. Because if that person isn't important to you, what they say shouldn't matter to you. And I know that's a very broad statement, and I mean it in a broad way, but I'm very serious about it. It should be very narrowed. I have family members who have the worst, and I do mean the absolute worst opinion of me, because I don't play their game. I don't let them in my life because all they do is gossip and tell stories. What I do, I do. I share just enough to keep you interested, but I don't give you everything for you to try to control. Keep this in mind. People will always have versions of you in their head. People will always want to hold on to the old version of you because it made them feel comfortable. People are going to be people. But you create the version of you that makes you the most happiest. And that's the most important thing. Don't let other people's opinion of you and the version they think you are be your responsibility. The version you are is your responsibility. And only you have the ability to change it to suit your needs, your wants, and your desires. Stay woke. We out.